Does having constant diarrhea while you're backpacking sound like fun? Hopefully not, and this is exactly why we filter water from streams, lakes, or any other natural source before drinking it. Some of the main diseases backpackers worry about are Giardia and Cryptosporidium cysts, and thankfully, modern filters like the Sawyer Mini do a great job of preventing them. And now today, having used this filter on several of my own backpacking trips and researched it for the past few weeks, I'm going to be showing you how to use your Sawyer Mini to filter water in a couple different locations: a stream, a waterfall, and a stagnant source like a pond. Let's get to it. Wait a minute, what am I doing? Does this even look like decent water? Before you even think about filtering, you should start with an at least decent source. And you can use common sense for this, but more specifically, according to the Victoria State Government in Australia, you should find a source that is moving and relatively clear and odor-free. Beyond this, you shouldn't be downstream of any towns, campsites, agricultural areas, or places where mining has occurred. This is because, based on information from the CDC, this filter is moderately to highly effective against preventing bacteria and protozoa like Giardia and Cryptosporidium cysts, but things like chemicals and viruses that can be in these sources can slip through. So let's find a better source. Okay, much better. I also know that there aren't any campsites or any other pollutants upstream, so this stream should be pretty ideal. What we're going to need to filter the water is the pouch that came with your filter, the filter itself, and a water bottle to filter the water into. There's a couple different ways to use the Mini, like putting it in line with your hydration pack or screwing it on the top of a smaller water bottle. But here I'm going to be demonstrating the basic squeeze method. Alright, now the first thing you want to do is unscrew the cap of the pouch and fill it up in a nice moving section of the water. It helps to blow up the pouch first. Also, it takes some trial and error to figure out how to do this best. Another thing I want to note while I'm filling this up is make sure you don't drink straight from the pouch once you put unfiltered water in it, unless you've cleaned it first. This is just in case there was anything harmful in the water. Alright, now once that's full, you want to take your filter and screw it on the top of the pouch, making sure the arrow is pointing up. This is the flow direction. Then you take the cap off, turn it over, and squeeze until your pouch is empty or your water bottle's full. It doesn't matter how you squeeze it, but it can extend the life of your pouch if you make sure not to fold on the same spot every time. Then you just repeat these steps until your water bottle's full. Another thing to note is that if you forget any of these steps along the way, they're all printed right here on the side of the pouch. Also, a new filter can take some use to get the flow rate up, but if you've used your filter quite a bit and you find it slowing down again, make sure you use the cleaning plunger and the instructions printed right here on the side of the pouch too to backwash it. And there you have it, clean, ready to drink water. And now, let's go to a waterfall. Not only are they a morale booster, but waterfalls like this one are great sources of moving water. They usually taste great, and you can fill up your bottles really fast. Just don't forget to think about what's upstream. Okay, that might have been one of the best places to filter water, but what if all you have is a stagnant source, like this pond? It's not really ideal, and it doesn't taste near as good, but it can work as long as you avoid the known polluted ones. Filter it pretty much the same, but an article on the Boundary Waters Canoe Area website has a couple extra tips. First, you want to use the deepest section you can find. It could be helpful for this too if you're in a boat. Second, some possibly disease-harboring things like algae and other organic material like to ride on the surface tension of the water. So you want to take your pouch and put it well below the surface of the water before filling. Then you filter it just like you would in a stream. Depending on your source, you might want to consider boiling it or using some other chemical treatment as well. And there you have it. Now you know how to use your Sawyer Mini to filter water from a stream, a waterfall, and a stagnant source if you have to. When you're not tied to spigots, you might find some great, virtually untouched places to enjoy, and hopefully stay out of the privy. Stay safe.